First thing that caught my attention, she is a black, dark-skinned girl just like me, making $210,000, living in New York City, working in IT just like me, and killing it. Most important thing that I really took about that was living a modest life, even though making so much money. How many people in our society make such money and still live a modest life? So, hey, I told myself I have got to share this with my people. I have got to share this with my subscribers and my friends, because there is definitely something that we need to pick out of this to start changing our lives, because this is definitely the way to go.
Get on the floor with your hands in the air.
Put your hands in the air.
Get on the floor with your...
Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to You Are Boss with me, Gwendolyn Fungu. Here we make moves towards success. We remind ourselves that we are the boss of our lives. So if you're the boss of your life, let me hear you say, yeah. I love how it goes. And hey, I just want you guys to know out there, no matter what it is that you're going through, if you're struggling with something that's going on right now, if things are hard for you, you don't have a job, you're not going to school, listen, all of us are going through the same situation. But I want you to make the best out of this time that you're at home, so that when things get back to normal, you will be ready to jump like the boss that you are. My phone was like having some notifications coming up, and then I said, okay, I'm not feeling that tired, let me just check up on it. And when I checked on it, first thing I saw was a picture of this young, beautiful, dark-skinned lady who with a caption 210,000 per year in New York City. My God, those numbers just kept me glued. But what really caught my attention and kept me watching till the end was who she was and the story that accompanied her. I told myself, I cannot keep this good news to myself.
Hi, my name is Bukola Ayodele. I'm 25 years old, and I make $210,000 every year and live in New York City. I'm a software engineer working in the fintech space. I'm building tools and applications for engineers.
Wow. Okay. So the very first thing that really caught my attention in her story when she starts talking about herself is how she was raised. Okay. She talks about being raised by strict parents in, a strict Christian family background. Talk about the fact that they really didn't go for holidays, and their holidays were spent in the library. Okay. Our holidays was not really spent in the library. Sometimes we didn't even have holidays. Okay. Like we had specific things that we did during holidays in the home where I grew up. And hey, shout out to my dad. I lost my mom 3 months ago, but her picture's right there. I can see her, and I know she's watching me right now. Love you, Mom. She's not watching me from heaven. Anyway, so just coming back to that, I was raised in a very, very strict family Christian home, and we really didn't have holidays like that. It was like a luxury for us. During holidays, we either attended holiday school, we did trading. Maybe we sold peanuts, we could carry them on our heads, or we sold chin chin. It's a kind of African snack that our mom would make, and then we'd carry it and sell. We kind of practically like worked to raise money for, we didn't really need it, but our parents were just putting into us those disciplinary measures for us to understand that you need to work hard to achieve the things that you get in life. Okay. And then some other times, maybe if we had to go for holidays, we would actually go to the village, okay, to live with my grandma, where there is no electricity. You have to go fetch water in a stream, carry it on your head and stuff like that. So we kind of like learned those things the hard way. Our parents they were focused on making us understand that life is not as easy as we think, but that if you put yourself to it, you would always achieve it. So that's one thing that really stood out when I started watching so moving away from how she was raised, the kind of home where she was raised, the disciplinary measures that were implemented by her parents, the fact that they had to study hard. Oh my gosh, this particular one made me laugh, that it's either you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a disgrace. I would tell you that this is something that's so common with African parents. Okay. In college I did biochemistry and I did some computer science, and and then I got into journalism and broadcast. That was one thing that my parents loved, because I was on TV and they were happy that their daughter is on TV and everything. I would tell you that I transitioned from that into cybersecurity and Scrum Master. So I'm a cybersecurity analyst and a Scrum Master. Those are all IT fields. But I will not lie to you that every time that my dad talks to me on the phone, he's like, don't forget to go and finish your journalism training. Okay? Remember, sometimes parents, even if you have decided to change your direction, maybe because you wanted to switch careers and do something maybe that was more promising. Okay, yes, I could have still continued in journalism and broadcast, but being in the United States and with the accent that I have, the African accent that I have, I don't think that I was going to make it in journalism and broadcast anyways, or I was going to be the low grade. And so I had to open my eyes and ask myself, hey, what am I doing? And coming from Africa, we've learned how to hustle. We've learned how to work hard, and you sweat it out to make it work, because you have younger ones and siblings who are back in Africa. Just like Bukola said, a lot of her family members are back home in Africa, and she doesn't take that for granted. Okay, so
I was born in Nigeria and I moved here when I was 6 years old, and we moved into an inner city neighborhood when we first got here, and my parents really hustled and worked hard to get us to a better neighborhood. Growing up, my parents really valued education, and they really pushed my sister and I to pursue very traditional career paths. In our house, we had a saying that you could either be a doctor, a lawyer, or a disgrace. I actually majored in political science in college with the hopes of becoming a lawyer, but after working in a law-related field, I realized that this was not for me. So I looked back at classes in college that I really liked, and one of the classes I really loved in college were my computer science classes. I decided to quit my job and do a sabbatical. During my time doing a sabbatical, I joined the Recurse Center. The Recurse Center is sort of like an engineering retreat where you can learn how to program and just sort of build new projects. It was totally free, and it took 3 months, and then after that, 3 months later, I got a job. I got so many rejections left and right, and I just had to learn to just be a little bit more persistent and to keep pushing. We're getting our account balance, and then we're just returning self.accounts. So it's just easy. It can be kind of a little isolating to be the only Black woman, but I really just try to connect with other Black women and people of color in the software engineering space. I've been stopped a bunch of times from entering my job because they thought I just didn't work in the building. It's just crazy that things like that happen. Tech and software engineering is a really great career path. You get to work on a really amazing project.
She actually studied political science, and she worked in a law firm for a while, but she realized that this just was not for her. And yes, as difficult as it may have seemed, she took a step back. She was not afraid to take the risk, and she started again. So that's one thing that really stood out for me, was the fact that she was ready to take a leap of faith and start all over with something that's going to provide her the skills that she needs to reach the goals that she's actually planning to reach. Okay, so if there's something out there that you're doing, it doesn't matter, even if your parents inspired you to do it, but you think that it may not take you to where you're going, don't be afraid to take a step back and jump again. But just make sure that whatever it is that you decide to do next time, you're ready to put your heart and soul into it. 3 months, she got into, a camp, and she was able to study so many hours with the right people around her in the right environment. And in only 3 months, she was able to land her first job as a software engineer. Guys, if this story is not inspiring, it's not pushing you to want to push yourself even further to be the best version of yourself, then I don't know what you're thinking about. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to You A Boss with me, Gwendolyn Fungu, the young Nigerian software engineer based in New York City who makes $210,000 a year and still lives a modest life. Okay, so we've been talking about the different things that really stood out in this video on which we can pick something and learn from. So the third thing that I really was touched about was her spending habits.
So I'm actually obsessed with tracking things. Like I track my calories, I track my workouts, and I also track my money. I believe in this philosophy of what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. So I make sure I'm tracking my money every single month. And how I track my money is I use YNAB and I also use Personal Capital. I also have spreadsheets for my long-term goals. So I just make sure that every single month I'm allocating a little bit of money to hit those long-term goals. The total rent for the apartment is about $4,000 and my room costs about $1,400. This is actually the most I've ever spent on rent, and I was a little mad to spend this much on rent, but the area is really nice and it's even closer to work, so I kind of save time in my commute.
$210,000 is a lot of money to flaunt around, to take a big mansion, drive a big car, which is what we commonly see, especially in our community. Ask yourself, where are you going? What do you see in front of you? Like, how do you envisage your life 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? How do you plan for your kids to go to school? What are your long-term financial goals? Do you have any investment in mind? Are you taking care of your parents? Are you giving back to the society? Like, just ask yourself a couple of questions before you just jump and, start following the trend. Basically, I would say you follow people because this person is doing this thing. This person has this thing. I need to have it too. Oh, I need the whole community to know that I am now making 6 figures. Listen, life is not a competition. There are people who are nothing today, who are investing wisely and using their money wisely, who in a few years down the road are going to be employing thousands of people in America and elsewhere. So ask yourself those questions right now.
$200 goes towards groceries and $100 for eating out. I grew up on meal prep. My mom always made us some jollof rice in the house, so I usually meal prep my meals. That's good, okay, good. Me and my friends, we do other things other than just like going out for dinner and like brunch. So instead of grabbing dinner, we'll just do a class pass instead and like go to a dance class. Or I just invite friends over, sometimes we'll just cook together. It's just a way for all of us to save money. I only left school with about $7,000 in student loans was because of 2 factors. The first factor was the fact that I got needs-based financial aid from my college so that my tuition and room and board, half of it was paid and covered for by my school. The other half was covered for by my parents, and they gave me probably one of the best gifts that I've ever gotten, which is the gift of a free education. They took on the burden of carrying like our loans, but they were able to pay it off through just being really frugal. My parents just always donated like 10% of their salary. They see that as like a gift to God. So they've really encouraged me to do the same thing. So some of that money goes back to my parents because they've done a lot for me, and the remaining goes to like other organizations that I really care about.
We've seen how she spends her money. How do you spend your money, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, if you're just tuning in, you're welcome to my channel. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'd never miss any video that I upload. That said, I want to know, guys, how do you spend your money? Because that was one thing that really stood out for me as I watched. She saves $7,625 every month. My goodness, that is, it's like magic to me. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a smart girl. That is such a smart life. She applied for a lot of need based scholarships, and that was how at the end of her college degree she didn't find herself with so many student loans. So if you're out there, if you're thinking about going to school, hey, look for all the scholarships that you can look for. Any scholarship that's available to you. Don't be shy, don't be ashamed of applying for scholarships. There's no pride in taking on debts that are going to tie you down the road, okay?
I try to be pretty frugal. It's funny because like when I first graduated from college, I was living paycheck to paycheck on my first salary, and it wasn't because I was making like too little, it was just because I wasn't being smart with my money. And it wasn't until like I wanted to leave my job that I realized the importance and the power of having savings. One of my long-term financial goals is to FIRE. I'm a huge fan of the financial independence, retire early movement. I think it's a really amazing movement. I don't necessarily know if I want to retire early, but it would be great to be financially independent. One of my goals is also to maybe own an apartment. I know in New York it can be crazy. Like in my neighborhood, a one bedroom goes for like $700,000 to $800,000, and that's just for a one bedroom. Something that I'm really passionate about is my YouTube channel called The Come Up. It's sort of a channel that I created to sort of give people the resources I didn't have when I was starting this journey. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. There are not that many Black women in tech, so I just wanted to sort of show that there are Black women in tech. And
one thing that stood out for me again on how she spends her money was the fact that she lives in a 3-bedroom apartment in New York City, and she has roommates. Guys, she has roommates. Her room alone costs $1,400, and she was even upset that she's paying that much. But you know what, she kind of like weighed things one-on-one, and then she decided to accept that, you know, yeah, she can pay that kind of amount of rent and stuff like that. Hey, how about you? So ask yourself those questions right now. What are your short-term financial goals? What are your mid-term financial goals? What are your long-term financial goals?
basically all of my family is in Nigeria, like all of my family except for like one of my uncles and my sister, my mom, my dad. And the opportunities I have here are significantly more than the opportunities that my cousins have. So that's something that I always remember when I'm feeling like down, is how lucky I am to be here and how many opportunities I have here than I having like in Nigeria. The most important lesson I've learned about money is that like money can just give you a lot of opportunities, a lot of options. Like in New York City, you're just constantly surrounded by like people who are extremely wealthy, but also people who are extremely poor. And then going to the college that I went to school with kids whose parents were millionaires and billionaires. So I could actually see like how money can give you like options.
If you're just joining, thank you for tuning in. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you never miss any video that I upload. Okay? Now, if you're liking this video, if you're learning something from this video, give me a thumbs up. It means a lot to me that you're supporting me. I do save by buying things that are on sale. Okay? Things that have large discounts. Okay? And sometimes I will even call my sister-in-law or I will call friends that I know who are used to shopping in discount stores, like who have cards, you know, card for this, card for that. And I'll be like, hey girl, I'm going to shop in this place today. Can you borrow me your card? I beg, no shame, no day-day. All right, so I know a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, look at that. But come on, if you can save $1 and still look beautiful, it's a good thing. You don't have to absolutely go buy a dress for $300 when you can buy that same dress at a discount rate or when it goes on sale. What is wrong with you guys, eh? What is wrong with that? By the time you're wearing your stuff, you're looking all glam in it, people will not even think that you bought it on sale or that you bought it on a discount or, you know, whatever it is, okay? So guys, you know what? Just live your life the way that you want to live it, but just don't overdo it. Don't push yourself to limits that you cannot manage. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you thought about this video. Tell me what you learned from this video and tell me what particularly stood out for you. I'm gonna leave the links to the video down below in the description so that if you want to go there and see for yourself, you know, and you know, you might just get something that I didn't get. I just wanted to bring out those things that really touched me particularly. I wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Until next time on this platform, remember, you are boss and you can achieve anything that you set your mind to achieve if you so desire it. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves and remember to just stay positive minded. Remember to keep dreaming and keep aiming for the stars. You are just amazing. You're amazing just the way that you are. Thank you so much for this time that you spent with me. Keep supporting me, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, keep pushing me. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. All right, until next time, we're going to be talking about something as interesting as this one. It's peace and love. God bless you. Bye-bye.
On the floor with your hands in the air.